Hello, the name is Daman Dev Sood, your host for my weekly show, My Top Tips, every Wednesday, 9:30 a.m. IST. There was a break past few weeks due to my visit to London, where I was delivering a workshop at the BCI World Hybrid Conference in London. That was a fun workshop, very interesting chapter. And perhaps in the next episode, I will talk about that once again. Today, it's a very serious matter. The world is quiet. Even I did not realize this up to few days ago when I wrote a full length blog, which is available freely on my website. Very serious, and I'm saying this is my scariest writing yet. So today's discussions may go beyond 15 minutes, which is the set time, desired time for these episodes. But I still suggest seriously go through the full length blog also. Second setup. This is where we'll start from. The digital ghosts that you will leave behind. Repeating the scariest writing yet from me. We often talk about operational risk, BCM crisis, resilience, disasters, etc. But this one is different. This is about the risk that continues even after we are gone. A risk to families, organizations, and the planet. This one is the overall resilience. It's beyond organizational resilience, the planet's resilience. All of us easily understand the estate, physical estate, which generally gets related with the property or some other physical assets. That's why I'm saying a physical estate rather than just saying property. But perhaps we have never paid enough attention on our digital estate, which is a combination of our photos and videos, cloud drives and backups. So many different types of backups we maintain. Email archives. Look at the volume of the problem of the challenge. I write an email, it's on my email client, goes to you. And if written to many people, sometimes to tens, hundreds, and thousands of people also, so many replications. Then perhaps I maintain a backup, you maintain a backup, someone else maintains a backup somewhere in the world. Our passwords and logins, so many apps. I actually have no count of my accounts held in the world that I have created myself, not that someone else has created. And subscriptions to so many websites. Our crypto wallets, some of us, I so far have not been using it, but some of us might have maintained. Digital IDs, government portals. In India, I have been very active at one front with the government. The government in the last few years has been inviting ideas from the citizens. The prime ministers every month speaks to the nation and he invites ideas for his talks. And I have been submitting my ideas. So even on government portals, that's one. There are many like that. Our medical records, in some countries, perhaps the patient, we citizens do not maintain our digital records ourselves, but someone somewhere, a portion of that at least, even if it's not fully digitized, is being maintained about all of us, our social media history. So all these make our digital estate, which we have not paid enough attention most likely in the past. And if you look at quickly the world's digital empire, it is estimated that 4 billion people have access to digital media, digital world. 4 billion people. Some may have a lot, some may have a little less. Their own digital assets, which we just had a quick look at. What is a digital asset? 4 billion people will pass away. This is a fact of life. But are you shaken if we little take a little pause and think about it? 4 billion digital assets, 4 billion digital footprints, and we individually, socially, technologically are completely unprepared, in my opinion. And this estate is actually undesirable. None of this existed 20 years ago, 50 years ago, someone may say. All of it will outlive us. All of us will pass away. 4 billion people, 8 billion people, whatever may be the number, will pass away. But all of this digital estate will remain. Unlike jewelry or money, this inheritance is not desirable. It is a burden. We'll see how. Because this digital estate is creating digital ghosts. A quick look. Once again, I did this yesterday only about myself. This is incomplete. I'll say highly incomplete, but it's still scary. My digital ghost. Touching 100 blogs on my websites. I maintain three websites. I'll talk about that again in a little while. Touching 275 videos on my YouTube channel, including this one today, will go there. And sometimes it's multiple copies. This is LinkedIn Live. I'm running this from Zoom. It's live on LinkedIn, so LinkedIn has a copy. I maintain a copy on my laptop, a recorded copy, and then I upload this on my YouTube channel. Some of those 275 videos, maybe 5 minutes, some of less than 5 minutes also, but most are these 108th episode of my weekly show, My Top Tips. About 15 minutes recording. Some webinars are up to 1 hour duration. They may be more than 50 webinars of that size. That's the YouTube channel I have created myself. Maybe 1,000 writings on LinkedIn. I write a lot. My Facebook posts, pictures, videos, writings, touching 1,000 Twitter posts, picture, videos, text again, touching 1,000 Instagram posts, pictures, videos. My 4 courses, 5 courses on Udemy. I have a copy on my laptop at least and a backup that I maintain. And then those courses, video courses are on Udemy also. Thousands of personal posts, photos, and videos. Data backups on laptop, desktop, disk, etc., etc. I'm repeating this point. Almost daily interactions on LinkedIn. I like some character bit byte is produced by my like at least. And sometimes I comment also. Sometimes I repost with my own observations and comments. So this gets multiplied. No idea about what is in the cloud about me. All this digital ghost that I'm talking about, my digital ghost, is what is known to me, created by me. But I understand, I know many people, and who are those people? How many? I don't know, are creating something about me. So if I do a Google search on myself, about 10 pages are thrown, and I am surprised to see that there is some link about my books, for example, somewhere in the world, which I'm very sure I have not created. So this is what I was saying. This portion, which I am saying is scary already, still incomplete according to me. If I think more, I'll keep adding more. This list has gone through three iterations at least yesterday itself, and then from one column to two, and this is the third column coming up. It's been increasing. So my son recently gifted me a tab, so I'll be doing something on that also. There will be some files created there as well. Google throws over 10 pages, as I said. My endless accounts and activities. Zoom, I'm using Zoom platform for this episode also. Gmail, Hotmail. There used to be a Yahoo Mail also, which I have not been using, but I think it still exists somewhere in the world. ChatGPT, Copilot, Gemini. I've been using these three AI agents daily interaction. Make my trip for bookings, airlines. So when I travel, including this recent travel to London, I initiated through Make My Trip. So Make My Trip has some details, but I traveled through another airline, Etihad Airways, for example, Etihad Airlines. They have some record of this journey, and I have some record of this journey. With each journey, I buy purchase insurance also. That also creates a record, digital record. I have other insurances, life insurances, general insurances, etc. All companies have multiple records about me, my policies. I have listed about seven, eight, 10 accounts. I'm sure I have access to about 100. I have created thousands. I don't even recollect. Yesterday, I was reading an article. To read that article, to download that article, I had to create an account on that site. It happens. We have been doing it. And no idea how much others have about me. Official, which may be government portals, for example. I gave an example as well. And unofficial, I gave an example. Somewhere in the world, someone is talking about me, is creating something about me. Example known to me is my books. Many portals have reference or details about my books, which I have not created. Very sure about that. This is scary to me. All this digital load that we are creating, generating is an environmental ghost also. Our data does not die with us, will remain forever. Our photos, backups, emails, drives, all will remain. If we have not planned, if we don't do anything, and I'm saying most of us have not done anything. Up to 3 days ago, I had not paid any attention to this ghost. Data centers. A lot of my data is in the cloud or in the data centers, someone's data centers. Continue consuming electricity, water, and land. It may appear to us Google is free to us, for example. A large portion of Google is free to us, and we all use it, create it every day. But Google is maintaining all that through data centers. Huge load on the environment through electricity, water, energy consumption. Huge carbon footprint of the data centers. And digital waste is a hidden environmental crisis, I say, a long term sustainability threat. I link all this with resilience, which is my area of operations, because I believe there is no sustainability without resilience. Resilient people make resilient companies, which make resilient communities, which make resilient planet, a sustainable planet. But this digital ghost, digital estate empire that we all are creating is creating a huge load on the environment. Resilience after life is becoming, or should become, must become an important chapter in our life. So far, we have been talking of resilience when we are alive, resilience in office space, in organizational space. Rarely we talk about personal resilience. I say personal resilience should be the first point because resilient people make resilient organizations. But now I'm raising a concern about resilience after life. I just got a message that perhaps there is some challenge in live streaming on LinkedIn. Maybe those who were watching live have lost. Do not worry, this recording will be available on my YouTube channel. I request you go through that, please. I also want to talk about practical constraints that we have when we think of this challenge, this problem. As nobody wants thousands of photos, my photos, decades of my emails, my histories of different types, and the random subscriptions that I have made. Thousands, I'm saying, hundreds for sure. If I said I've been able to list perhaps 10 only so far. Even when they want to access my buyers, whoever is staying in the world beyond me, after me, even if they want to access something meaningful, they don't know whether this is meaningful or not. They may not be able to access it because passwords might have expired. Oh, they may not even know password. The best is I will pass on passwords to me, which is not a good practice so far. We have been saying from information security and privacy points of view. But even if I pass in any way, those could have passed. My subscriptions might have expired, but my data, my history, my digital ghost still alive. Two-factor authentications may break, may not work. Phones, there are two-way authentication, two-factor authentications we have been talking about. OTP comes on my phone may have changed, might have died. And platforms say, even if someone is attempting to access my accounts, we cannot give access to you. This is Daman's account. Digital inheritance is not just complex, it is structurally broken. And I'm repeating, no one wants this. Your property, your jewelry, your money, cash or kind, your loved ones, whoever are left after you, will be okay with. I'm not using the word happy, but this digital inheritance, your digital estate, is a burden. Serious issue coming up. This is why I actually said the scariest writing and talk so far, the emotional and family risks related with this. Digital assets are raw, unfiltered, unedited. I just took a picture. I just made a video. We may do some editing also, but mostly it is unedited. I will say perhaps in personal space, 99% is unedited. Writings may be better. I write, I think, read, refine, etc. But digital, the photos, the videos are repeating raw, unfiltered, unedited. This is scary point. A harmless photo from a party can be misinterpreted 25 years later. What was the man? What were you doing with this person? Including the location also. An old chat can raise painful questions. An unsent email can create doubts. A confused financial note can trigger suspicion. It may be about loan taken or given. The deceased, this is scary portion. The deceased, you have gone, has no voice, no chance to explain, no chance to provide the context. This context of the organization I have been raising in all management systems for all organizations is a huge gap. In the organization space itself, in personal space, we perhaps have now talked about it. But I'm not even there. You won't even be there to explain this context if someone gets confused. It's not only confused, you may lose respect after you're gone. You're not there. You cannot explain the context of that mail, writing, video, or photo. This is the scariest portion of the digital empire that we all have been creating. And this is how families may break, trust collapses or may collapse, reputations get damaged or may get damaged, and memories get rewritten or may get rewritten. And this is not just emotional risk. I'm saying this is legacy risk and therefore resilience risk. And that's why I picked up this topic. There are four dimensions to this risk. I'm saying the digital inheritance. Individually, theft, privacy leakage, reputation risk, we just talked. And I've put this at the top. For families, it may be emotional harm, feuds, confusion. Family feuds may get started because of this digital empire, the digital ghost that we have been creating. For organizations, they may be dangling accounts, compliance issues, etc. And for environment, as we discussed, permanent digital waste and energy load. This energy gets linked to so many things. It's a vicious cycle. The coal, the water, even if we say we have been attempting to use the renewable sources now, but that's a very small portion so far in the world of the energy, then the carbon footprint created by these. And all will create some type of waste once again. So it's a big vicious cycle. This is a multi-dimensional resilience challenge. So I picked up this topic so that we start talking about this night time. So this topic now. And while closing the talk today, which perhaps has gone beyond 15 minutes, as I said in the beginning, I've gone fast. The request is to go through the full length blog also, please. And again, that's perhaps one of the lengthiest, longest blogs I have written. There was so much to write about this topic. My top tips, I'm saying five-pronged solution. Personal digital resilience planning, we all must start. Inventory your digital assets. My first attempt, that one slide. I've done this today. It's recorded, saved. It's incomplete, but starting point. At least I've done this today. Use password managers with legacy access. Whether this is possible, I do not know immediately. Remove unnecessary data. This is what we can always do. Decide what must not be passed on. What must not be passed on, and then that has to be deleted. Second top tip, with families, start the conversation. Now, explain the context before someone interprets it wrongly, incorrectly, unintentionally. After, you cannot explain. Third one is legal and policy action. Accept digital wills, right? Digital wills. Again, as of now, I'm not sure whether this is valid point in the world yet. And it may be in some countries, not in all countries. Explore, all right. Standardize access rules, death verification framework. So whoever is that platform owner, how would they, if, for example, someone after you wants to access your accounts, and initial message from the application will be you cannot access. Right? The system may not know. If the password is still alive, that person will be able to access it. But can there be a link when we have been saying in the world, all countries, all governments, the synchronization or interlinkage of various systems? The country maintains a record of the births and deaths. So the moment with unique national ID, this person, Daman Dev Sood, has died, there should be some triggers that those accounts are now frozen immediately, or there is a message to the heir, whoever survives, that these are being frozen. These are the next steps if you want to access, and actually with a message or request, delete these to the extent possible because this is a burden on Mother Earth. Fourth top tip I'm saying is platform responsibilities. I'm showing these social media platforms, some, there are many, we know. Transparent legacy tools, once again, link to the previous slide also. How Can someone access my accounts after me legally? Auto deletion options, data minimization as default. Can we remove the data of the deceased from active servers that may release some pressure on environment, maybe a little less energy consumption, archived and deleted from the live servers, active servers. The fifth one I'm saying is environmental strategy, personal, organization, and the world as a whole. Cloud life cycle discipline needs to be established. Deletion standards, the data. Linked once again with the previous slide also. How could my data be deleted? How should my data be deleted? So, data management will be the word perhaps. Green cloud incentives. This green has been used incorrectly also by many in the world. So greenwashing needs to be avoided. I have no doubt about it, but I'm still saying green, which means controlled, a little less load on the environment because of me, an individual, my organization, my company, country, etc. Your own actions cover the first two. You may have access to control over these, and those are the most important. Whatever is in my control, I should access that control. This is five-pronged solution according to me. Proposed one may be difficult, will be difficult. Any change is difficult. We know this. The sixth one, which I have not written, but I'm still saying on recording for the purpose that it comes out, and I'll keep raising this. Not easy, will not be liked by people, may not be liked by most of the people. Many eyebrows may go up, but I'm saying, or should the governments impose a new tax, DIT, digital inheritance tax? If you want to own something, or the money, if you want something to be left to be owned by your family members after you when you're gone, then pay some tax, and then using the tax, we'll manage it to the extent possible. Final reflections coming closer to the end of today's talk. We are shifting from physical inheritance to digital inheritance, deeply emotional, unregulated, and environmentally costly affair. Our families should not suffer because of our digital clutter. That's what should be in the mind. Our reputation should not depend on misinterpreted memories. Serious point. And our data should not burden the planet long after we are gone. Start today. Before your silence that you do not talk, you have not talked about your digital assets. Before your silence becomes the loudest voice in the room, this digital ghost will shout a lot. I propose this poster, sorry, is available, is pasted in all families. Your digital ghosts are already forming. You decide whether they comfort or haunt the ones you love, and resilience matters. This poster should be pasted in all homes, all houses, my recommendation. And as I say in every episode, closing thoughts, that wisdom delayed is opportunity denied. The time is now for resilience. Let's discuss. Start discussing now. Repeating, wisdom delayed is opportunity denied. The time is now to resilience. If you need help in awakening your most precious asset, this is a message especially for the organizations. If you need energizing your BCM resilience teams, if you need an architect to shape your resilience culture, which is designing, developing, nurturing, and sustaining, do write to me. I do all this with exciting, engaging, energizing, entertaining, involving, immersive, digitally detoxing, and educating BCM and resilience games. as a resilience culture architect. If you have any questions about today's discussions, the scariest discussions ever yet by me, from me, or anything about resilience, please feel free to write to me and I'll be happy to respond. Logging off, your host Daman Devsood from my weekly show, My Top Tips, every Wednesday, 9:30 a.m. IST, and I look forward to seeing you all Wednesdays. Once again, there was a break of a couple of weeks, as I said, due to my visit to London, where I was running a workshop at the BCI World Hybrid Conference in London, and the workshop was a fun workshop in BCM Resilience World. We'll talk more about that in the coming episodes. Thanks. Bye bye.